you are doing great, and thank you very much for agreeing on giving interview. So, can you introduce yourself for our society?
First of all, thank you for inviting me. I'm happy that finally we could make this happen. I would like to say hello to all our members, by the way. My name is Alexandra. I'm currently holding the position of SP Azerbaijan Section Director. I graduated from Azerbaijan State Oil and Industry University. At that time, it was State Oil Academy. It was in 2014. So I got my bachelor degree in geophysical engineering. So I'm a geophysicist by background. And since 2014, I started to work as a case-hold geophysicist for Baker Hughes company. So it's almost 7 years. That will be in July. That will be 7 years since I'm working for Baker Hughes company. And parallel to that, I continue to be engaged in SP society. Actually, I joined SP in 2013, if I'm not mistaken, and I became the vice president of SP ASO student chapter at that time. So we had a great team. I have great memories about that time. And when I graduated, I decided to continue my activities with SP because I couldn't imagine myself without being a part of this great organization. So I started as the membership coordinator, and then I moved to a couple of positions, like a field trips lead. I was a student chapter liaison for some short period of time. And in 2018, I became the young professional chair. So I hold this position for 2 years. And currently, yes, I think it was from August last year, I became the director of SP.
Okay. You mentioned you are holding a leadership position in SP Azerbaijan. So I was wondering what exactly leadership means for you, and can you tell us about positive and negative sides of holding a leadership position?
That's a bit hard question, I would say. I was thinking about that, and I think that for me personally, leadership is providing enough resources and space for people around you to express themselves, their ideas, passion in everything they do, and at the same time monitor their activities, not over control, and help and stand for people every time they need that. This is what leadership means for me. So this is why I try to follow in my daily activities within the SP or even within my daily duties at work. I try to give people space because within the SP we are all volunteers. And there are a lot of great people, students, professionals who would like to join SP to do something great for younger generations, for professionals, and we just need to give them this chance. That's why it's about not to over control. At the same time, and that's actually the advantage because you see different people around you with absolutely different background, different age groups, different nationalities, regions, different from all over the world, which have one passion, one idea to change the world for the better and do something great for the industry. So that's the advantage. Second advantage, I would say that it's about learning, constant learning from all the people around you, from different groups, from different people, different discipline. That's also great. When it comes to disadvantage, I wouldn't say there is any disadvantage. There are just things which you need to accept somehow and deal with that. But say when I say that we are in a team and we give the people the space to express. At the same time, people you need to provide resources. You need to provide kind of a passion for these people and be a good example for them. And sometimes it's very hard. That depends on how you feel, your personal problems, and sometimes you are not just in the mood to do something, but you still need to keep that level. And you also sometimes you need to make some hard decisions. I had in my life a few times when I had to say to a few people goodbyes for some reasons, and that was a very hard decision. I was thinking like weeks, talking to people, trying to solve the issues which they had, but at the same time you feel like, okay, if just someone wants to leave, just let him or her just to go. That's absolutely fine, that's life. That's responsibility, because if you work in a team, when you have a success, it's everyone's success. But when you have some failure, you start to think like, oh, probably there is a gap in my leadership, so I need to change something within the team, within the communication, within my approach, to make sure that this failure will not happen in the future. So I think, yeah, that's about the leadership.
So you mentioned your one of the responsibilities is to guiding people, and you know in our society we have many young engineers, young students. So for them, for those who start their journey new, what you can advise to balance their work and life, and how do you balance your work life?
The questions are harder and harder. I mean, that's very subjective, I would say. I never believe, I really don't believe that there is any balance. If you look from the very top, let's say, to have a look at the big picture, there is no 50-50 balance, I would say. Because when you say work-life balance, it looks like the work is fighting with your personal life, but work is actually a part of your personal life as well. So it's not about the fighting, it's about the writing the, how to say, the mixture, good mixture of everything, of your work, of your personal life, meeting with friends, your activities, etc., etc. So for young people, what I would suggest and what I try to follow is having a clear understanding and vision what they are going to do, what their specialty consists of. Because for doctors, for oil and gas engineers who support 24/7, it's obvious that you're going to have more work sometime rather than personal life, and you may work for 20, 60, 12, 16 hours, let's say. That's sometimes very hard. However, if you have a vision about what you're going to achieve in a year, in a 5 year, and you now understand that, okay, in order me to achieve, let's say, some specific goal in my career, I need to work hard right now, you're going to do that, and that will be your personal balance. So you kind of, that could be 55%, 60%, 70% of your work, but you know why you're doing that. That's related to bigger picture. If we are talking about something related to daily activities, let's say you're working and you understand that you spend a lot of time at your work, at the same time you cannot complete some task and you're always in a hurry because of that and you're always nervous because of that. Again, I would suggest to put the priorities. I would really suggest to have some kind of a planner, agenda, anything that students and young professionals can also use. Put the goals, put the plans, and understand what's important right now, what they need to focus on right now, what they can delegate, what they can do in a week or in 2 weeks, and that will be totally fine. And that will really help them to understand what they have, because when you have a lot of things in your mind, sometimes it's a mixture of different things and you just easily can lose something. So it's better just to write down this and understand what you need to focus on right now and what you need to delegate and what you need just to postpone. That really helps. If you feel that you cannot complete something in a specific period of time, you need to think about the time management. Usually it's good to have kind of deadlines for everything you do. That really helps. So yeah, try to focus on the time management, but again, in the big picture, it's very hard to find the proper balance. It's never 50-50. That depends on the priority if you have. If your priority is work, that's going to be more occupied by your work hours. If your priority is personal life or some hobbies, traveling, that most of the time going to be occupied. And one last thing I would like to emphasize is about loving what you do. If you're really passionate about what you do, if you really love what you do, you will never think about the balance, thinking, oh, I spent a lot of time doing something. No, because you just love that. That's the part of your life. So just love what you do.
So, what improvements and changes you would like to see in SP Azerbaijan section for the future years?
Oh, actually, I think we are doing better and better every time, like step by step. What I really would like to see and what we actually working on is continuing helping our students, because helping students and our education, that's the main goal, one of the main goals for SP Azerbaijan. SP Azerbaijan have always been a great platform for young professionals and students, and we already did a great job helping to build the local, let's say, local community of oil and gas professionals. So to continue with that, we would like not just to focus on engineering side, but help students to try their skills in research and development. As you know, and as our members know, we collaborating with a few universities, like Hazar University, where we have the EI-Link Research and Development Center, which works for several years, and we have research assistant students, we have researchers, we have academics and engineers from oil and gas industry who work together on different research projects. Currently, what SP also does, SP building a strong relationship with Baku State University, and this is where we also help to establish the research center for Baku State University. We really believe, I believe, and our team believes, because it's about the team working, we really believe that this help our young generation to not just to focus on engineering side, but we really want to have great scientists within our country who focus on not only on oil and gas industry, but on other subjects as well. That's the first. Second is, of course, increasing the awareness about SP, not just among oil and gas students, but students who study fundamental subjects like chemistry, mechanical engineering, math, physics, IT, because this subject, the guys with this background really help within the research, and their skills will be extremely helpful for the industry as well and for all other industries. And third, what we are currently working on is networking. I really believe that having great relationship with other sections, not only for, let's say, Russia, Caspian, like Kazakhstan and Russia and Uzbekistan, our neighbor countries, but within the Europe, within the Canada, America, Australia, it's a great chance to know more people, getting more help, learning something new, because every section has its own great projects and different approach, and that's very useful for us. So we can take something from them and they can learn something from us. For example, we just recently were working on the Petrobol competition at the one region, and that was great experience because professionals from different countries, from different approaches, managed to work together and come with a great product. And I really hope that students enjoyed that experience despite the fact that that was online because of the pandemic. But anyway, we tried to do our best to make it as great as we could. And what we also did, just as a recent example, we had a presentation from Canada's SP Canada section, which was a great example, and we recently completed our renewables energy series of webinars, and where we had more than 200 attendees from different countries, and that's a great chance to really to share experience and find new friends, connections. So yeah, main priorities are here now, like networking, research and science, and of course continue with the helping students with their education.
Okay. You know, there are many students who would like to join SP board member position.
Correct.
And what can you advise for new students who recently applied to this position?
So first of all, I would like just to say a couple of things about students in general. As I mentioned, I really believe that SP is a great platform for students. That's kind of an insight to oil and gas industry, that's a great chance to meet professionals, learn something new apart from university, and try something new in terms of like leadership skills, networking, organization skills, management skills. So I encourage all students to apply for SP program. That's first thing. Just be active members of SP, because there are a lot of benefits from that, starting from One Petro, different platforms, games, free courses, webinars, etc. For those who really feel that they will be able to lead and do something great for the society, don't be afraid, just apply. Because students actually can do different things. It's not just about being a president or a vice president and leading a team. It's about being a web designer, preparing posters, learning how to write letters, posts, let's say. Again, get new contacts from professional industry. Never lose your chance. I mean, The only thing you need to understand as a student that it's, as I always say, that it's about giving rather than receiving when you are within the board. So you need to understand how much you really want to give to others, how much time do you have for that, because it's about spending a lot of time. If you really understand that, you have a clear vision that you really want to do something great, you have plans, ideas, let's say, some new projects, format of the project which haven't been implemented before, just apply, come to SP board. All students are more than welcome every time, so they can contact us via Facebook, LinkedIn, I don't know, find us via WhatsApp, etc. Just approach us or approach student chapters boards saying that, but you know what, I have a great idea, let's implement that, I want to be a volunteer, why not? You are more than welcome to do that. Never lose even small opportunity, because you never know what you're gonna need, what kind of skills you will need at specific job place. So it's about management event, managing projects, as I mentioned, designing, talking to people, writing proper letters, emails, etc., etc. It's a great chance for learning something new, expand the boundaries, meet new people. Just never afraid. Even if you are afraid, again, apply and try. Even if you fail one time, let's say second time, third time, at the end you will win. So use every chance use every chance within the SP, as a volunteer, as a board member. Try to do something great. Why not?
So I would like to thank you for dedicating your time for our society and for agreeing on giving interview. And thank you very much.
Thank you, Hamzat. Actually, as I mentioned, I'm very grateful for you for inviting me, and the questions which you asked, they were great. And I was thinking about this thing, about the questions a lot, so thank you for that. I wish all our SP members to be healthy and safe and have a great time. And again, use every opportunity within the SP, join our society, join our programs, and get benefit from that.
Yeah, it was a pleasure to have you with us. And in case you would have any ideas or anyone you would like to see for our future, you can drop their name on comment box. Feel free for it. Good luck everyone, and be safe.